Hi, everybody, and hi, Peter. This is our last Ask Me Anything for this year. Peter, say hi to everybody so we see a picture.
So hi to everybody. Just unmuting. Yes. Hi
Great.
everybody. Last session for this year. Yes.
I'm actually delighted how many wonderful faces have taken the time and shown up for today. This is great. Yeah, so as you know, we can just pick Peter's brain and ask him anything, including stuff that may be triggered for us around these holiday times, right? Because I thought might even be fun to do some projection work on the spot if you don't have more theoretical questions about source or money, and to just play a bit and basically come out of this call with more lightness and more of a good mood than we went in with, or maybe with more depth and more profound thinking. Who knows? We'll be open to anything. So how about we take a moment to just get grounded in our bodies? Yeah, so allow yourself to just really feel your body, because as you know, in the work that Peter developed, the body's a very, very central tool. Our head is much less interesting. So let's pay some loving attention to our body. So feel your body for a moment. Feel your legs and your feet on the floor, and your back, and your front, and your head. And take a deep breath. And just become aware of any nervousness, intensity, tightness, anything that might be connected to this particular time of the year that we're in. Seeing relatives again, being around parents or children or parents-in-law, arguing about who's hosting what and with what quality, or how big gift should really be to be appropriate. How much children should be spoiled or not spoiled. How much you should be expected to show up at a certain place, at a certain time, for a certain duration. So just go in tune with all of that and allow to bubble up whatever bubbles up, and to feel it. And for this time here with us today, just allow it to be there fully, and maybe even invite it to use it to play with us today in this space. And then very gently open your eyes and begin to stretch and wiggle a little bit and take up some space and get some more breath into your body. Okay, and I'm going to put us on gallery view so that we can see everyone in this space. And yeah, I don't know, Peter, do you have any sort of special question that is present with you right now? Or how would you like to kick this off?
I don't think I've got anything really special. Let somebody else kick it off.
Okay, so let's see. Who is ready to play? And that can be a question. It can be something that came up in this mini meditation around, these holiday times. So just get centered for a moment, and you know me, if nobody raises their hand, I'm just going to pick on you, and I do it with joy and love. And if you don't want to talk to me, turn off your camera now. Cast, you have your hand raised. Wonderful.
I have a more theoretical question, but it comes out of practical observations. And that is, do our shadows, do we always project our shadows outwardly? Or is there something that we will not find in this way by looking at what triggers us in other people? And yeah, is there something that we just don't get this way?
Can you be concrete, a little more concrete on this, related to what you're going through right now?
I'm afraid I can't at the moment. I've come across this question in several situations over the past month, but I could never quite phrase it. I just had a feeling that there's something within me under certain circumstance which are obviously not projected outward.
So they're projected inward onto yourself?
No. Things that maybe I'm mixing this up with intrusions, with the work we did with Nadia, of working with inner voices. So there's clearly something that we have taken from, say, our parents or so, and that we now find within ourselves.
And that you're not happy with?
And that's maybe not happy with me. Or with what I'm doing or behaving or whatever. So yeah, sometimes I come across things within myself that are obviously unhappy with my life or with the situation I'm currently in, with what I'm doing or so.
So you are looking outwards at a part of yourself that is unhappy looking back at you.
No, not necessarily outwards. I'm noticing that there is something that
Who is noticing?
My conscious mind is noticing.
And that's not you. So one part of you is noticing another part of you.
Yes.
So where are you?
I'm either observing that, or I'm currently identified with one of the parts.
Okay. So there are 3 parts now. Or maybe 4.
Now you've got me puzzled.
Well, there's you.
Yeah.
There's the observer.
Yes.
And then there's another part that is being observed and another part being critically judged or something like that. That's what it feels like. So 3 or 4 parts.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, that's probably quite frequently. Yes.
But one of them must be you, isn't it? Isn't that right? Or are none of them you?
Oh, the question is what I call me, what I call myself.
Yeah.
In this moment. I'm not sure if this is static or if this is just a momentary idea that I have. This is me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if there's a static me within me or in the background.
Mm-hmm. So in a sense, you're questioning, some people might say you're questioning whether you have a soul or not.
A soul.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, do you think you have a soul?
Honestly, I don't know what a soul is.
So what is, we're sort of touring around your question.
Yeah.
So what is the real question here? And if you knew the answer, would you be happy?
The latter, I don't know. The question is if I find something within me, is this always a case for projection work and for reclamation? If I notice something within me,
Mm-hmm.
is it a good idea to routinely
Reclaim it.
try to reclaim it? Or are there maybe things that I'm trying to reclaim which are not mine?
So if they're not yours, whose are they?
Maybe my parents or my teachers or whatever. Something that that I picked from somebody else years ago, decades ago.
So if you really want an answer to that question, the answer is yes, you need to reclaim them.
Okay.
I mean, that's my answer.
Yeah. I was looking for your answer.
So that is my answer. You need to reclaim them. Because how is it going to help you to say, well, it was just my teachers or just my parents? Because obviously, if it remains your teachers and your parents,
Yeah.
and you're noticing it, in some sense, you might be happy to say, well, that's nothing to do with me. But the mere fact that you've asked the question seems to be that if it is your parents or your teachers, it seems to be disturbing something in your life.
Mm-hmm.
So if it just remains to be your parents or your teachers, it's not resolving anything in your life if it's left there.
Okay.
Whereas if you're able to integrate this part into yourself, whether you believe it's yours or not,
Yeah.
but I'm suggesting it is also yours,
Yeah.
this could be the resolution of the disturbance that you're feeling.
Yeah, I see. Okay.
So Nadia would want to get straight into the work with you now, I'm sure. So if I would be Nadia, but I'm not, of course, I would be asking you, Kirst, so what is it that you think is your teachers, or what is it that it is your parents that are, for example, getting in the way or troubling you? But of course, this is not Peter asking, this is what I think Nadia would ask.
Okay. I see, thank you.
I'm doing a Kirst right now with my question.
I didn't
You can't follow that?
No.
So it's what you're doing. You're saying, well, I wouldn't say that. My teacher or my parents would say that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, that's I see. That's clearly a projection. Yes. That's obvious.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So maybe you'd like to get into it. So what is it that your teachers or your parents say that creates a disturbance for you?
Oh, generally it is it's kind of it's laziness. Usually it's laziness. I'm working not hard enough, and I should do more. I should do better.
Yeah, you're not living your potential.
Definitely, yes. And especially since I'm doing this work with you all here,
Yeah.
I should be using what I learned and what I developed in this time, and I should use it practically and bring it out to the world. While there is another part in me that says, I'm just tired. Christmas time, I need some rest. And that's a conflict that I'm feeling.
Right. So let's try. I'm lazy and not living my potential.
I'm lazy and not living my potential. Yes.
And I give myself permission.
Sorry, I didn't get the latter one.
And I give myself permission.
I give myself permission to be lazy.
Absolutely. And enjoy it.
Yes. I'm just doing this. And I noticed something. I made this decision a few days ago to just enjoy, and there comes another part. I'm not trusting myself.
Good.
I'm afraid that the part urging me to work and not spend the holidays in leisure, but work comes up again and is causing more conflict.
So you don't trust yourself?
I don't. No, I don't trust myself fully.
Yeah.
I'm afraid there's a part that still comes in and yeah.
So that's very healthy not to trust yourself.
Okay, yeah.
Why should you trust yourself all the time?
Yeah.
It's actually, when you don't trust yourself and you can be honest about it, this is very healthy indeed, actually. Because it means that you may prevent yourself from taking some steps that might be harmful to you. So you'll be a bit more careful if you don't trust yourself.
I am, yes.
That's good.
Yeah, that has helped me a lot in my life.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine. So it sounds like you're going to have a very nice Christmas. You're going to be lazy, not live up to your full potential at all, and be careful not to trust yourself.
That sounds like a plan, yes.
I think you're going to have a ball.
Yeah. And even be somewhat irresponsible.
Probably, yes, as well. Yeah. So
Sounds
what's
great.
going on in your body right now? How are you feeling with all of this? It looks good.
It actually feels good. It takes a bit of the weight off my shoulders.
Yeah.
And it ignites some kind of heat in my belly.
Yeah. A phrase, I was just searching for a phrase that describes the state which you're describing. And it's just come to me right now. I don't know if it translates well into German or something, but in English, it's called a good for nothing.
Good for nothing.
Yeah.
Is that
Have you
a
ever
person?
heard of that? Well, no, it's sort of a person. I'm a good for nothing.
You mean I'm a good for nothing and loving it?
Yeah,
Yes, I do.
yeah. It feels like a very good place to be for you for the moment.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure. I imagine there'll be quite a number of people in the space here who will be happy to be good for nothings as well at the moment. I see that, Nadia, you just put us on, you've spread us out a bit.
Yeah,
So
I spread
maybe
us
you want
out.
to.
Yes. No, I love where this has landed, the good for nothing cast. I think if we could all relax into being good for nothing for the next few days, we would have a much better holiday time than trying to solve the world's or our family's problems. Cass, thank you so much. Is this okay for you right now to leave it there?
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you, Cass.
And you know, you can do the polarity yourself, being good for everything. But that's another thing. Yeah.
I will do.
Another time.
Another time, because we have another question up here. So, hello. And I'm going to disappear.
Am I up?
Yes.
It looks like it, Catherine.
Yeah. Hi, Peter. Hi, everyone. Peter, I was at one of your sessions with Tom Nixon a while back, so it's nice to be back with you again. And I think I'm going to take the conversation in a little different direction, and that is the role of source, which I found to be, you know, one of the really powerful things that you've brought into the world. And I have a specific question. I'm working with some clients who are in a veterinary practice with animals. And when I've talked with you in that group setting about role of source, it was in a networked environment, in an organization, and with startups. And so the notion of role of source made a lot of sense to me. And I actually saw it in a lot of the environments like that I have experienced and I'm aware of. The thing is, with the veterinary practice, it is a different kind of a structure based on the education of a vet who owns a practice, and then the other supporting people within that. And what it brings up is partly education and knowledge, and partly the ownership model is that there's a hierarchy, kind of a command and control thing that really settles in. And I'm trying to find a way, and hopefully with some of your wisdom and perhaps other people on this call as well, kind of how to settle with this and how to create more equity in decision making, flatten it a little bit, some of these teal principles. And I'm just wondering if you have some wisdom in this. I also want to call out one of the other participants here, Bill Curley, who's my partner in this, who's worked a lot with veterinaries. He's also very interested in the answer, and so he may chime in a little bit. Mm-hmm. So with that as a lead-in, let me just turn it over. Hopefully you understood the quest that I'm on.
So the veterinary expert is the founder here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Founder and financial owner, and the one who's legally responsible if something medically goes sideways with an animal, they have legal responsibility as well. And I'm in the United States, if that matters. I don't know kind of around the world how the practice would work.
And so his model of leadership is, as you describe it, not like the kind of model that Frederick Laloux describes in his Thiel model?
Traditionally, it is not, because of some of the inherent characteristics of it. So let me just say, we're trying to move more towards a Frederick Laloux model, right? But within this practice, you have a veterinary who has a very specific kind of education that is really needed in this practice. There's a lot of supporting people involved in a practice that have various levels of veterinary knowledge. And you have just support people who are there to be kind to the animals, and administrative people. And yet they all play a role here. But there can be some very top-down, in speaking in Frederick Laloux language, very top-down practices that exhibit itself.
So is the founder, my language, the source, is he interested in having any kind of Thiel kind of organization?
I'll say yes and no. Part of it is they have no model, or they're not aware of it. They have those frustrations.
Not they. I'm talking about, it's a man, I presume, or a woman?
A man.
So is he interested? This is the question.
Well, it's a good question.
Let me jump in on that. It's a she.
Oh.
This, right now, we're in a collapse of a profession. It's absolutely collapsing. And we've moved to a model where now 80% of the veterinary students and the recent graduates are women. So we're moving very rapidly to a she.
But the founder is still a he.
Not necessarily. Now, more and more, the owners are she's.
No, not the owners, not the legal owners.
They're the ones, they're the veterinarians. They're the ones that are purchasing and buying.
But I'm talking about the person I call source is the person who originated took the initiative to start the whole operation, the first person in the operation.
That is the problem, because those people are dying.
No, not those people. It's one person.
Okay, one person.
So who founded the entity?
Hang on, I think there's one general misconception here, Bill. What Peter is trying to get to, he only ever looks at individual cases, not as the general principle of all of these different veterinary practices, right? So those are many, but you always go back to one specific case, and then you look at who's the founder of that specific case. So you're talking about a general principle, and Peter's talking about something specific.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you can pick one specific case, you can talk. Otherwise, this gets very confusing.
So we're talking about what we're looking at, you see, Bill, is the origin of the whole enterprise. Because it's the person who is the founder and origin of the enterprise that is responsible for everything going on in it right now, however it has developed from the start. And that's why I'm asking the question, is this particular person interested in what everybody else may seem, or many of you may seem to be interested in? Because if it's a he, or if it's a she, and the founder is not interested, then nothing is going to shift. And everything being done is simply wishful thinking and going to be creating disorientation, confusion, and conflict.
I'm going to,
is what's happening right now.
Yeah, and I think the thing is that Nadia, to your point, I don't have a specific case in mind, but I am going to speak generally, but I'm going to try to make it specific, is the founder is frustrated with things going on in the practice. They turnover, everybody comes to me for decisions, I don't have time, these kinds of things, because they take that role of being the founder and owner to the nth degree. And so their frustration is exhibited in, I have a huge turnover, I cannot find new employees to come in, and that's what they're presenting.
So just to be clear, Catherine, they're presenting this to you, Catherine, or to the founder?
The founder is presenting this to Bill.
The founder is presenting...
Because Bill's an outside consultant, and I'm working with Bill in a consulting role.
I see. So the founder is presenting his frustration to Bill.
Yes.
Now, so he's having difficulty with the people he's brought in.
Yes.
That are in his field, in my language, right? So,
yes.
So can you sort of generalize what the difficulty is with these people? Why are they frustrated, or why is he frustrated? What's he frustrated about? They're not doing what he wants them to do? Does he want them to do anything?
Yeah, they, in general, to say this with, they hire them and they are expected to do certain duties. He expects them to do that, but there isn't, this is my language. He's doing his best to hire people because there's just a certain level of staffing that's needed in the practice. Yet, because of the lack of candidates and et cetera, he's not necessarily bringing in the best people. And then once they're on board, it's like, go do it. There's not an inadequate, my words, inadequate training and onboarding into what's going on, because he, as the founder and source, doesn't have the time nor take the time to really appropriately onboard people. And so then they bring them in, they maybe make a mistake or two. There's just a lot of tension. Mm-hmm. And
these are salaried people? Or are they
hourly?
Or are they,
they're paid hourly.
Paid by the hour. Yeah.
Yes.
So this is potentially a longer discussion.
Yes, it is.
Brief, but basically he's between two models, and that's his problem. So actually, with the people that he is bringing in, he needs to work with the old model, by the sounds of it, because he's not yet advanced enough in his consciousness to apply the new model. In other words, he needs to hire salaried people, pay them by the hour, and tell them exactly what needs to be done. They need to be commanded and controlled.
Mm-hmm. Is that a statement that you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm insistent on it.
Okay.
Because he's not ready yet to bring in other kinds of people who would be more conscious and would be creative. And he's not creative enough himself to do that. So in other words, the way his system can work is with the old model, and with people who are at that level, who have certain veterinary skills and will be happy just to exercise their skills and be paid by the hour for the competence that they have learned. But this may not be what they love doing. They've just learned to do this for a job. And this whole system can be functional, but it's not what I'm really referring to when we're looking at source principles. What we're looking at is a completely different model. There we're looking at people who want to do what they love at work, are creative, and we're looking at a company leader here who wants to support them in doing what they love and give them the freedom of their creativity, and is encouraging the freedom of their creativity in doing what they actually love. That's a whole different model, and is what we describe with the source work and how this works. And it requires, to be in this position requires somebody at a certain level of consciousness to be able to hold the field of creative people. So what you have been describing in this frustration is a sort of unholy attempt between these two models. So here we have somebody who maybe has just read a little bit of Frederick Laloux, gets a certain sense, thinks that he can just hire people on the old model, send them off, but they're not really ready to take the responsibility. They don't do the stuff that he thinks he wants to have done in the old model. So he intervenes, creates chaos when he intervenes, because he's given them a free rein and then takes the free rein back, probably, gets frustrated because they're not doing what he wants. They're frustrated because he's told them to just go off and do their thing, and then comes in and intervenes. And we have a very messy situation. Does that sort of...
Yeah, super insightful. And I'm hoping that there's a recording of this so that I can go back and re-listen to that. That actually explains a lot of things to me. It's actually very good.
So if Bill is advising here, Bill, don't try and do anything with the people.
We've already decided that.
Only work with the founder, only work with him, and get him to do reclamation work, get him to become more conscious. It's the only way of advancing the situation. And if he's not ready,
and that's what we've decided, is that's what we're after. Because right now, the whole profession, they're trying to use that model you said to hire people. They cannot hire, they can't hire veterinarians, they can't hire support staff, and we have veterinary clinics shutting down services. And across the United States, you can't get your pet taken care of because there is not enough supply of veterinary services. So what we're identifying is finding those that want to be the source of a new practice. And that's what I work with a lot. They're starting a whole new venture. And so we're proposing that they start from the ground level with what you're describing as would be the new model, and to scrap the old model. And it's a tough sell right now. It's a really tough sell. But I can just tell you, everyone is saying they're overworked, they're overstressed, and they're quitting. There's a massive quitting within the profession. So we're starting with this concept, identifying those people that want to start at the ground level with a new model.
Well, they need to, they will be, I'm not sure you're talking about the whole profession now rather than a particular organization. People have to be ready to start their own businesses. And if they're not ready, they're not ready. So, I mean, I don't know who you'll be working with. You find a vet who loves doing veterinary work to start up on their own, and maybe have such a passion for what they're doing that they will attract one or two other people to join them with different skills, and they work together. That's how practices health practices and therapeutic practices tend to start as well. So I don't see why it shouldn't work in the veterinary field.
Yeah, and that's what we're attempting to do right now.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
maybe just one, because I think you don't need to say much more. The one thing that is key for you to know, which you may or may not know, is that when people join together like this, when you get two or three people, 2 or 3 vets with different skills, say, the one that starts is the source. The first one to say, we will do this, is the source. And he or she is the person who needs to take 100% responsibility for the whole practice. The other 2 or 3 who join don't.
Mm-hmm.
And what you need to know as foundation information is that the other 2 or 3 who join are not coming in to with their own purpose of helping the first one with his or her vision, which is sometimes the conclusion, that everybody's working with the same vision. They're coming in because they sense that they can realize their own visions. And the source's job is to help them to realize their visions. And if he or she helps them to realize their visions, then his or her vision will get realized automatically. And that's a fundamental piece of information to help startups such as you're doing. So forget the idea of anything like around a common vision, because that won't work.
Great.
I leave it at that, I think.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the time and for everyone for listening to this. And I'll put it back to you, Nadia. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And Catherine, I just wanted to say, because Peter earlier said the work for you, both Bill and you, to do with the founders is to help them on their path to more consciousness, right? And he mentioned reclamation work. And so what you did witness in the previous piece with chaos, where you, Catherine, were a bit confused about, what are we doing here? That was that, right? So what Peter did with chaos was reclamation work of looking at, in essence, where is an energy stuck? Yeah, where is a belief that is blocking his source energy, and finding the statements that unblock that source energy. So that was reclamation work. So there is a recording, yeah, so you can watch that again, and now it might make more sense than the first time around. Okay, great. Thank you so much, you both. I will continue, and we have another hand up. So we have time for one more. So I'm gonna disappear. Bye.
Hi, Peter.
Thank you for your patience. Your hand up has been up a long time.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. And thank you, Nadia. I just want to also reflect on what you just said about people joining the source because they sense that can help realizing the vision. That very much resonate with what I'm about to ask right now. So thank you for saying that. I'll do my best to be articulate and specific about my situation. I've been playing with the different reclamation sentences, and the one what I sense I need right now is just some good questions to direct me further. The context that I'm having right now is that I'm waking up every day not being clear about what am I doing. So I've just been telling myself that I am unclear about my life, and I love it. I've been just repeating that sentence all the time, just working with it. So it's feeling more comfortable now, and at the same time, so I'm a current PhD researcher, and I really wanted to do research on this source work and identity piece, and I am doing that. And what I feel like I need is just good questions to direct me further. And so I've been telling myself, I am okay with or without questions, just nailing that. And then I've been telling myself, I have no curiosity, have no questions, and I love it. Like all of those things. And I can be, so I've been doing all that, but at the same time, I feel this like longing for some clarification about life work and about good question. So I share with you the last thing that I'm able to say now. I'm now able to articulate where I am at in my life work journey is that I am exploring being one thing to everybody. I'm exploring being one thing to everybody and being everything to somebody. Yes. Being one thing to everybody and everything to somebody. So this is where I am at, that my current consciousness and articulation, and I would just love to hear some pointers and anything that will help.
Can I ask you how you pronounce your name, Ian?
Yes, Quyen.
It's
yes, Quyen. Yeah.
Okay, and you're in Germany, are you, or where are you?
I was in London, but right now I'm in Mexico City. I'll be here for another month, so it's sunny.
Okay. So you're clear about that anyway.
I'm clear about me becoming one thing to everybody and everything to somebody. Yes, that I'm clear. This is the journey I'm on.
You seem to have reclaimed some aspects of not being clear and not having questions and so forth. Have you also reclaimed the polarities, the opposites of
that? You mean I am very clear and I love it?
Well, I'm very clear. How would you know when you are clear? How do you know when you're clear?
I just know. That's what it says. I just know.
Okay.
Yes.
So have you tried the phrase, I am clear whether I know or not?
That's a good one. Yes, that's doing some, I feel some relief. Yeah. I am clear whether I know it or not.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, that feels releasing.
Yes. And I think I recognize that in you already from the moment you started talking. I think you're much clearer whether you've known it or not than you've been expressing.
Yeah. Thank you. A curiosity that's coming up for me is, wait, who is speaking? Like, who is speaking? That's asking the like looking for clarity. Like, who's speaking? That's a curiosity that's coming up.
Well, maybe you and Kirst should have a discussion on this.
Yes. I'll talk to Kirst. Yes.
So that you can figure out that nobody is speaking to nobody.
Yes. Yeah.
So what I'm hearing, Ken, is that I have a sense, tell me if this is true or not, you're wondering
Please.
what to do with your life. Is that correct?
I'm more wondering the specific forms of what more, yeah, more specifically rather than a general sense.
Yeah. So what do you do? You know, you have a profession up to now. You're a computer programmer or something like that.
I'm a PhD researcher right now. Yes.
In what subject?
Identity, founder identity, source. So all of this is my PhD research.
At a university?
Yes, at a business school in London.
All right. London Business School?
No, it's called City.
Oh, City Business School. Okay.
Yeah.
And you've chosen to study identity and source and do your PhD work on that?
Yes. Yes, I found your work a long time ago, and I'm like, I needed to go deeper. I want to find excuses to go deeper into this. So I moved from Vietnam to London recently for that purpose.
Right. And so I'm really curious. So how do you go about researching this? You go to Nadia?
I will go to Nadia, yes. I've been having conversation with a lot of founders and so-called source. There's that. And I've also been the source of different things myself. So it's both talking with people and also looking within myself.
Right. And when do you need to produce your paper by?
I would say in 1 year, in 2 years, and in 4 years. There are 3 milestones. 1, 2, 4.
I see. And
yes,
do you have a sense what impact your paper is going to have? What is your paper going to do? When you've completed it, what will happen? What will it do?
Yes. Number one, what it would do to academic field of identity researcher, and especially identity in entrepreneurship, is it will reframe some of the conversation in that academic field. I think the language of source and initiative is a lot clearer than identity and entrepreneurship itself. So there would be some reframe in that academic domain. That's the impact on the theoretical domain. Then the impact on the more practitioner side, I would say, is more people just know about it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. So have you read? I mean, you've read Tom Nixon's book.
Yes.
I see. So you've read Tom Nixon's book, so you know the work that we're involved in.
Yes. I've dig into this work for a little bit. I've talked to Tom.
Right. So do you see a further development of the source principles, or is it more a diffusion of the source principles?
You know, it's likely more diffusion, but I have one specific question right now that I'm very interested in, is what is happening when more people gathering together as sources. Because now I'm sensing that like you said, the work is picking up momentum, and I feel very clearly just around the friends and the community I'm with, there are more and more people stepping into sources role. So what happens when there are more sources getting together? And I have some hypothesis around that. Yeah.
It's probably, we probably don't have enough time to go into your full hypothesis, though I'm very interested.
Yes. But very quick hypothesis I can say very quickly is that the hypothesis is that the more sources, people stepping into sources, the more need for listening spaces, the more need for further clarity, because the level of discernment is much, much higher.
Yeah.
So that's my sense.
Yeah, I would agree with you. And I would go further to say it's not just about listening to others, but listening to oneself.
Yes, yes.
So I've coined a term which is relatively new, because I see that most sources want to scale up their activities.
Yeah.
Once they start, they have a startup and want to scale up. But I feel it's equally important to nail down as to scale up.
Yes.
In other words,
Yes,
to
yes.
become really clear about what one's specific calling is.
Yes, yes.
And I would say that that's the next step in the whole development. When there are many sources,
Yes.
we need to have each source give a clear definition of their uniqueness in terms of their calling or
Yes.
their activity, so that there can be collaboration and greater numbers of collaborations. So that is something that I'm seeing, which you might be interested to research and develop further.
Yes,
I think.
yes. I'm very interested. That's what I mean when I declare that I am becoming one thing to everybody and everything to somebody. That's where I felt that clarity landed, and when I share that with many other sources, friends, like people resonate with that line. So there's that resonance.
I'm really curious who that somebody is. Is it your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, not yet. But yes, I've been declaring that. I've been telling people and telling her that, so people know my intention.
Okay. So you want to be everything to her, right?
Yes, and before that, there's also the experience of being everything to somebody in a short amount of time. So I'm also being that, and then I'm looking for being longer time or so.
Okay. And the other part is being one thing to everybody. Yes, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm really leaning on Charles Davies' work now. I've been just reflecting and sitting on his work in the last week or so. Charles Davies.
Oh, Charlie Davis. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, Charlie Davies. Yeah, so I've been just leaning on that because, yeah, I just do not know how to progress without being clear.
Right. So have you gone to Bristol to sit with him in his kitchen?
I have talked to him a few times, but I have not gone to Bristol. I will in the spring. Yeah.
Yeah, you must go and sit with him in his kitchen.
I will do so.
Apparently, I think he makes a very good cup of tea.
I was told. Yes. Thank you. That's very helpful for me to just be here and to hear from you.
Okay, well, I don't know if I've answered any questions, but it's been really nice to exchange, and I really wish you the best in your research. It's super to know that you are doing this research.
Yes. I will be in touch.
Forward to that greatly as well. I think that will be amazing to have more research in that field.
Yes, absolutely. Is Ken part of CU Money? Is he doing CU Money?
I am intending to join in the intending to join. Yes.
Oh, wonderful.
Well, that's excellent. Then you'll be right at the heart, and you'll have a tremendous opportunity to research there on the question of identity, particularly, but also source.
Yes. And then the listening to oneself and the clarity.
Yeah.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Looking forward to seeing you there. Thank you so much for your question.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So listening, we are at the top of the hour. So I'm going to unpin us, Peter, so that we can see everybody. Hang on. Here we go. I'm pinning you. And maybe just a couple people, just sort of one golden nugget you're walking away with. We had an interesting session with reclamation, then source question, then reclamation. So it feels like a real sandwich. And what are you, actually, Wolfgang Lucas, you just wrote something in the chat. Do you want to unmute yourself for a minute?
Yes, sure. I mean, I just wrote what an amazing conversation. Everything was very relevant and insightful and heartfelt. So thank you all very much.
Thank you so much. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Okay, so anybody else who raises their hand by their own free will? Otherwise, I go bingo. Catherine, thank you so much. She wrote in the chat that she felt it was relevant and heartfelt. Sarah Wilcox, how about you? What's your gold nugget for today?
Can I say something, Nadia?
Hang on in a minute, Barbara. Sarah's first.
Okay.
Sarah?
Yes, my gold nugget is that patience and persistence, but holding it lightly. That's my golden nugget.
Wonderful. Thank you. Barbara, what's your gold nugget?
Just my experience in these last weeks, where I all that I'm not working, I have nothing to do, and then it's the mind says I'm not doing anything, but actually I am somehow inside, and then I do one little thing, and then when I see the result, I'm totally astonished how precious it is. Yeah. So it's not about quantity and working hard, it's about letting grow the right thing. And then I'm absolutely proud when I see, my God, this came out of me, unbelievable. Thank you. Also this very super nice guy, where is he now? The one from Mexico.
Mexico. I don't know.
Yeah,
which
here, this one. Yeah, he was right on with. I was right on what he was talking. So this confirmed me.
Wonderful. Thank you guys so much. So listen, let's call it a day. Let's call it a year, actually, nearly, right, Peter? Any closing words at your end?
Once again, I think almost less words, the better. But maybe just one final thing. I was in a exchange this morning about people feeling squeezed. That a lot of people are feeling squeezed at the moment around not enough time, not enough money, not enough, and it feels almost like more acute now than maybe ever, this feeling of being squeezed. And the relief came when I shared something around body work with the Grinberg method that you know well, Nadia. That what Grinberg body practitioners do is that when they find a tension in your body, they don't tell you to just try and not feel tense. They tell you to squeeze it even more and feel more tense, and then to let go. So the message I gave, and there was instant release in the whole room when I said this, so I share it here, is if you're feeling squeezed at the moment, should you be feeling squeezed, just squeeze yourself a bit more. Just tense up a bit more and squeeze yourself a bit more and make it even a bit more tighter than ever. And then just let go. So that's my wish for everybody here.
Okay, well, I love that. Yeah, so if you're feeling tight and squeezed under the Christmas tree, go ahead, have more of it. Yeah. Okay, you lovely people. We have this little ritual. Unmute yourselves wherever you sit in the world right now, so we can be noisy together. And find somebody whose hand you can squeeze in the tile next to you. Maybe a little bit.
May I give a little picture?
Sure.
As I can see this group here on this evening between 8 or between 6 and 7 p.m. You know what I feel like? I feel like we are a box of praline. And we are so fortunate to speak about what we shared just right now.
Well,
Thank you very much.
Marina, I love that. So
Thank you,
say bye to the
Marina.
people next to you and below you. Bye.
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 Thank
you
you,
so much.
everyone. Happy holidays.
Happy
Bye.
Christmas.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holiday,
Thank you all.
everybody.
Bye.
Cheers,
Thank
cheers.
you all so much.
Bye-bye.